So elevation F, in order to access it, would have needed to access up and over. So scaffold up and over to access those elevations. You see? So that there, after discussions with the client, obviously explaining to them the difficulty with having to do that and the costs associated as well as the risks, they eventually agreed to allow for us to, scaffold up and over.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 second. Okay, so as we were saying, we're looking through the contractual documentation, the preliminaries or the preambles, and generally just looking for key things: the start date, end date. This obviously says the type of contract, etc., that's going to be used. It'd be the JCT intermediate building contractor with contractor's design. So this is where it highlights the design responsibility, which is apportioned over to the contractor based on this new rule amendment, 1st of March 2015. So just general read through the document just to get a grasp of all the contractor's requirements. It's key, and it outlines, architect, contract administrator, quantity surveyor. In this case, it'd be Martin Arnold. Principal designer, which will also be Martin Arnold. Principal contractor will be the main contractor, i.e. us. All right. So just looking at all the basic requirements, CDP analysis, all of these things. But the key things that you want to pull out would be the start date, end date, and the phasing as per the client's requirements. Okay. So we're looking through for the dates. It highlights the address, states the clause, liquidated damages at a rate of 2,917 per day thereof. So as you can tell, if the project is late delivery, you start to incur those charges. Okay, so the key idea here is that we build it so you have some sort of float in there. Okay, so let's search for start dates or just look for dates. See what comes up. The date of possession, okay. Uh, we need start date is what we're after.
Sorry,
Program. Here we
the
are.
liquid damage, is that a cost that the client would incur, or
No,
you, the
we
main
incur
contractor?
it. So basically, the liquidated damages or liquidated and ascertained damages for sure will be LADs. And what the LADs basically deters you from delivery, late delivery. So for every day, there's a calculated cost or accumulated cost to the client for the late delivery of the works. And that late delivery of the works, that cost is passed over to the contractor. So this deters you from carrying out operations and not delivering on the agreed dates.
So so this is why the main contractor would file compensation event.
No, you'll file a compensation event if there is either a variation or it's not your fault. So that's if it's deemed or acceptable within the contract that the event in question is actually qualifying as a compensation or qualifying as an event that potentially could lead to the main contractor incurring costs. There are various different reasonings behind that as well, but it needs to be proved and accepted by the client's project management team or commercial team. Okay, so this just outlines all of the requirements, commencement of work, monitoring, etc. So the key thing I'm still looking for here within the documents, because I don't really read through all this stuff, but you probably would have to, because I'm just concerned in the main key things that I want to see: notice of completion, extensions of time, etc. All of this. The intention is not that we will deliver the project late. So as a planner, all I'm interested in is the start date, end date, and the phasing as per what the client actually requires. Okay, so that's what I'm interested in, and I need to find out within the document when they want the works to start and when the total duration for completion of the works actually is. So if we look through and I put 03 or submission, actually submission. So there are key terms that will be, so submission present employer, We just want to go straight to latest date for submission. That's what we're interested in. Okay, so most likely that we need to schedule works reference. Yeah, so they use different words, so it's just so you don't have to read through for the purposes of, yeah, you just want a completion or submission, but usually the actual dates would have been occupiers have shut down as required. So you want to look through cross-reference products. So this is the scope being outlined here to masonry in straight vertical lines, to framing, sheathing, to battens, counter battens, and straight lines.
Is that level of quality they wanted?
Yes, so they're giving you the specifications: fixed through sheathing into framing, battens to counter battens, fix each batten to each counter batten. So this is just a general functional quality requirement of the works.
Okay.
So when the building control come in and assess the locations that have been completed before handover, that will sort of give you an idea of what the rest of the work will be, and they will come in at staggered dates, i.e. maybe once a week or twice a week, etc., to inspect before the handover of that particular location. I don't really when I'm building, because whatever it is that I need to know, I would have visited his site. So I know all the building control requirements from, just glancing through. Yeah, you just eyeball it, glance through, you see what jumps out at you, you see. But the key things that I'm after is the start date, end date. Within all of this information here, it's a lot of info, but you just want to get an idea of what the start date, end date for the client is, so you can start to put dates towards the program. And that is the main thing here. So main summary, the schedule of works. This is pretty basic here. I mean, I'm trying to remember where we got the invitation from, cover, form of tender, approved installers, contractual pre-construction information. Hopefully it's here. Yep, it will be in here. It will be in here.